It's late on in 1944. British and American forces are pushing their way across Europe towards Berlin and defending the continent, defending Germany. We have units from SS crack fighting troops, the Wehrmacht, down right to the Home Guard, the Volkssturm. And these men were mobilized just from the ordinary citizens of the country there to pick up arms to defend themselves against what they saw as being the invaders. These were the Allied troops. What we'll see in the moment is the Volkssturm being given their orders by an SS unit of crack fighting troops. And they will be given the orders to defend some tank traps. They'll be given their orders of where they have to go to defend and what they have to do to defend the land of Germany there against the British and the American, the Allies, who creep in their way slowly and surely across the continent there with the purpose of hitting Berlin. And it looks as if the German Home Guard there, the Volkssturm, have been given their orders and they're going to be moving off across the field very quickly into their defensive position. And you can see that they're not wearing any particular uniform. Very much like our own Home Guard at the beginning of the war, they wore whatever they had. Our Home Guard, of course, were issued with the uniforms at a later time. But the Germans there, mostly in black, wearing clothes for comfort. And if you look at those troops, you can see the difference between the Home Guard and the regular troops. The way that the regular SS, they just blend against the background. Perfect camouflage. Whereas the Home Guard really stand out, even with their black and brown jackets.
I'm guessing the Brits are down.
And the rather veteran gentlemen of the Home Guard, they're being encouraged across the field by the regular troops of the SS. They don't seem to be too keen about what they're going to be doing. They've got bolt-action weapons there, maybe a Panzerfaust projectile weapon. That's all they've got. Now from the British and the American side, the Allied side, right at the very front of any push, you'd find the reconnaissance. And these were very often in light jeeps. They were very quick, they were very sharp. These were the Special Air Service of the day there. And they're going to be forging ahead of the main front just to judge what the reception's going to be when the main army arrives. They're going to be counting guns. They're going to be finding out what the force is they could expect to meet. Very often these jeeps had wire cutters mounted on the front in case anybody had put a cheese wire across the road to chop their heads off when they went through. They were lightly armoured. Machine guns out at the back.
One of them's got a Russian PPS here, Peshkin, you know.
PPS.
PPS, that's it, yeah. That's it.
Emptied his clip too quick.
99 rounds, isn't it?
Emptied it way too quick.
And I've heard that there is a reconnaissance troop in the area. This is something that's going to cause great concern to the Germans. Yeah. And they're going to be firing.
There it is.
You see the reconnaissance troop here, lightly armed with Sten guns, rifles, camping off the jeep to engage the German Home Guard or SS troops they have with them. British paratroops. Well into the field, with the Germans defending on the back end. And one German hook yard trying to desert the field. Oh, and he's just been shot. And the German mortar troops are firing from the left-hand side of the field there. Successful hits across to the right here on that defensive pitch. German mortar fire remarkably cardboard boxes. And that seems to be the tank defences there being destroyed one by one.
I didn't want to get into
And we see one of the German Home Guard there bringing up the rear. Let's give him a bit of support, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a cheer. Oh, and he's been shot in the leg as well by the look of it. Poor chap.
Yeah, we got three.
Oh. It looks as if the reconnaissance troop here have been wiped out. The Home Guard and the SS there with their mortars. And there's still two paras there. Put in the fight from the ditch on the right-hand side here. As the Wehrmacht there, the infantry, German regular infantry, start moving in to back up the Volkssturm.
Why are these so scary?
And the rest of the around
There's about
The intelligence has come in to the German side that there is British heavy armour, or Allied heavy armour, possibly invading the field very shortly, which could swing the whole result of the battle here.
These nearly gave me heart attacks.
And if you listen carefully, you might hear it approaching in the distance. Now we see the Fallschirmjäger coming in from the right, German elite troops. These German paratroopers. Dreaded Sherman tank. Very heavy armor. And light machine guns not going to do much against one of these. And this is the Sherman tank, Lily Marlene, still being run in the country.
They will fire.
Great on and see it here at Caldicot.
They're going to fire off this gun?
Hopefully they're going to fire the gun.
I think they did once, didn't they?
Yeah, they do fire the dead body. Don't want to be run over by one of these.
Goes right through you when they let that thing off.
I thought he did an hour, yeah.
There we are. Now the Germans are going to have to push against this piece of armour. Coming up behind it very shortly, you'll see some of the units of the Allied.
Still a load of
Because as the main thrust of German defence, then they'll need mopping up by the Allies. Some impression of what it was like by listening to the sound of that tank clanking and rumbling away, thundering towards you. Imagine if it was a whole squadron of these tanks coming across the countryside. It would be absolutely terrifying for the defenders. A purple smoke is try and hide the German units, so that's the tank like this. Now we see dog company coming in, they're running to the here, directly into the Germans. And the Germans are right up against the tank. It struck me that they had dismantled the tank. They just popped a grenade inside it. And as the Sherman tank had the reputation of being able to blow up. Where was the Caldicot at? The tank's actually been taken out. Middle part of the battlefield there. And the German could have actually been thrown. The German troops there taking prisoners around the cheek.
definitely the loudest.
The Lord attacked by the Allies trying to hold their positions back to the ditch. And the Germans fight along with the Allies. And a ceasefire being called there by the Germans as they are approaching the Allies to check who's wounded, who's dead, and who's still dangerous. The last thing that they want is a British or an American soldier turning them over and shooting them. It looks as if all is clear up in the top corner of the field. They're just going to make absolutely certain by inspecting every one of the bodies. And if you looked at the jeep, you'll see one of the Germans there attempting CPR on his wounded colleague by the look of it. He's turning him over. It'll be easier to fly his front than on his back with all the equipment that he's carrying. It'll also mean that he can breathe better. Now the whistle has been blown. That means that the battle is finished. It's safe for the Germans to relax there, and by some miracle you can see the dead are rising. Marvellous thing, modern battlefield medicine. And there's one flesh wound by the sound of it there amongst the home guard. Looking at the home guard, I think that's rather marvellous. I was convinced there was going to be a couple of heart attacks when they were attacking across the field. And as we see the troops of all sides coming forward, would you please thank them in the usual way by giving them a great big round of applause?